When I became a grown-up about 22 years ago, I made myself a promise. And that promise was, whenever I had the opportunity to rent a car, I would rent something fun. And in the spirit of that promise, welcome to the Abarth 595 Competizione. And this thing is so damn cute, I can't tell whether I want to drive it like I'm a man possessed or make it my little spoon and tell it my deepest, darkest secrets. Little spoon. Sometimes when I lie awake at night, I don't feel like I'm enough in life, you know? 132 kilowatts is great, don't be silly. Shh. What do you get on the inside? You've got a beautiful Alcantara hood over the dash here. It's like a little furry hat. You do get a sense in here that it is based on a bargain basement kind of car, the Fiat 500. There is the 595 Competizione decals on the outside, and yet curiously, there's a 500 here. Here we've got a matte plastic thing, and it does feel a little bit cheap. I've never seen door handles like this before. All right, let's turn the thing on. I'm stuck in traffic. But we're driving the Abarth 595 Competizione, and I'd like to start by talking about the things that I don't love about this car's driving experience immediately. Starting with this giant thing. So in a car that's the size of a shoe, that is very sporting, it feels like the steering wheel is about 30% too big. It's like a bin lid or a steering wheel from a bus. It's huge. And it detracts a little bit from the sportiness of the experience. That's number one. Number two is the driving position. So this seat is in the best driving position that I can get it in, and it still feels a bit weird to me. You're sitting quite high up, I can't get it any lower, and the steering wheel doesn't telescope back and forth. So this is about as comfortable as I can get, and my knees are still kind of hitting the bottom of the steering wheel, and the angle of the steering wheel is kind of funny as well. So I'd say overall, I feel like I'm sitting on a picnic basket, not low down in a sporty car. So that's not great. The next thing that's a bit odd, I'll say, I don't hate it, and it would take some getting used to, is that the switch for the windows are in the center console here next to the gear stick. It really breaks my brain to open the window with my left hand and not here on the side. The next weird thing that's worth noticing is that my vanilla slice is going to go flying in the back. Second gear, third gear. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I'll get to the fun in a second. We've got to talk about the bad things. Keep me focused, people. The next thing that's a bit weird is I see a button here with the Abarth logo on it. It's just a scorpion. A good old scorpion button. Everyone has a scorpion button in their cars, right? When I press it, ooh, it gets angry. It says sport on the turbo boost area, and the digital readout in front of me changes a little bit. So it feels like perhaps the steering is a little bit heavier. The exhaust note is pretty similarly raucous to before, and the ride is as hard as ever. I'm not sure why you need a sport button on this kind of car, because I feel like you should just leave it in sport mode the whole time. No one buys an Abarth 595 to not drive in a sporting way. So for me, that's a redundancy. I would next like to address the ride quality in this car, because it's not great. It's not great. More, downshift again, there's that ride. Downshift again, pothole. It's very choppy and very bumpy in here, and I understand that that's the price for no body roll when you turn around a corner. But if you were to daily this thing or take it on a road trip and not drive it in a spirited manner, I think you might get a bit frustrated with the ride quality. So, idiotic whinging aside about the gripes and the quirks, what do I love about the Abarth 595? A lot, really. I have sort of fallen in love with this car in the last day and a half, and there are 5 reasons. 1, the engine. 2, gearbox. 3, the noise. Oh, I love that noise. 4, handling. And 5, character. So the engine is a 1.4 turbo that puts out 132 kilowatts, 250 newton meters of torque, and pushes this thing from 0 to 100 in under 7 seconds. And I have not found it to be lacking in power, and I haven't felt like I've wanted anything faster in the last day and a half. I feel like it's fast enough for it to be engaging without feeling idiotic for the size and weight of the car, and it does not feel underpowered. I think they've hit the sweet spot. The gearbox is a 5-speed, and I know I complained about the driving position, but the position of the shifter, it's so good. It's exactly where I want it to be. The clutch is really nicely weighted. The pedals are nice and close together, which encourages a little bit of the heel and toe action. So all together as a package, the way the engine delivers power, the weightiness of the clutch, where the shifter is, the short shift, bang on. Can I say that my favorite thing though about this car, my absolute favorite, is the noise. Oh my gosh. So you have a quad exhaust that sits somewhere here. Feels like I'm sitting on it. So when you give it a little bit of poke, the exhaust note is outstanding. But because you're so close to it, it reverberates around the cabin, and it means that you're wanting to put your foot down even more. Downshift again, there's that ride. Downshift again, pothole, and hear it over and over again. I keep shifting down gears just so I can hear the exhaust. Best part of the car, in my opinion. I know I complained about the ride, but when you throw it into a corner, it still remains very planted, very flat, no body roll, and is extremely chuckable. And then can we talk about character? I know it's a BS made up thing, but people don't always buy with their heads, they buy with their hearts. Is this the fastest car in its class? No. Does it make the most sense on paper? No. Is it remotely practical? No. Does it make me so happy that these things exist in the world, even if I don't own one? Yes. Yes, it does. I really, really like this thing. Really like it. Good car. I might have a sneaky look on car sales later. Carlo Abarth. Carlo, thank you for this car and lending your name to it.